Hey everybody, Dr. Taylor Pascal here with Pascal Chiropractic in San Jose. I wanted to take a couple quick minutes to address a question that we get all the time, and that is, what's different about your guys' approach? What is it that allows you guys to see results with patients that have not necessarily found what they were looking for elsewhere? Now, ultimately, I believe it comes down to our philosophy and our beliefs about the human body and what its true potential really is. See, we believe that the human body is vastly intelligent. It's able to keep us alive, keep us breathing, keep the heart beating, digest and excrete our food and waste without us even having to think about it. And it also helps our body heal and recover. The body is intelligent, and it expresses itself in an intelligent way. It doesn't do things for no reason. So that leads us to think differently about symptoms or conditions. A lot of times we think about symptoms as a bad thing. Oh, I have a headache, that's bad. Oh, I have hypertension, high blood pressure, that's bad. But while it might not be optimally functional, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Symptoms are really just data. They're a perfect representation of the state that body is in at that moment. So if we listen to the body and listen to the signs and symptoms that it's telling us, we can really figure out what's going on just by asking, why is the body doing this? Our philosophy is that the body is designed for health. It's designed for wellness. It's designed to self-recover and heal itself. And if we're not expressing health at a maximal potential, if we're not healing and recovering from things, then there must be something that's getting in the way, that's stopping that body from expressing health and wellness at its greatest capacity. Rather than taking a sign or symptom like a headache or like hypertension and using medications or other approaches to reduce those symptoms, we, as I mentioned, like to take it a step further and say, okay, the body's intelligent, it's doing this for a reason. What's that reason? Oftentimes, that line of questioning brings us to the cause of the adaptation. See, signs and symptoms that the body displays on the outside are often just an expression, a response, an adaptation, or a compensation to what's going on underneath, underlying issues. And by addressing those underlying issues, rather than solely treating symptoms, we're able to really erase the need for the symptoms in the first place, because the body has expressed those symptoms in response to that underlying cause. Well, if we address the underlying cause, the symptoms are going to have no purpose, right? So the body will stop expressing them. That's the fundamental philosophical principle that differentiates us not just from other professions, but even other chiropractic offices that tend to be more symptom-based. You're going to go in, they'll treat the symptoms, you'll probably be feeling better, but without addressing that underlying cause of the symptoms, it's likely that we're going to see those return. That's why instead of focusing on the condition, the disease, the symptom, we like to focus on those factors that facilitate health and wellness in the body. We like to identify those things that are going to help the body better express a higher level of function, as opposed to chasing every little symptom. The signs and symptoms are the perfect representation of the state that the body is in right now. We can acknowledge those signs and symptoms and use them for data in our analysis and our information gathering. Our care is always going to be focused on removing those obstacles from normal function, removing those things that are keeping the body from working the way it was designed to do. And healing and recovery and wellness is a part of that. That's one thing that the body is designed to do, is express wellness. I'm a firm believer that studying sickness and disease does not necessarily make you an expert in those things that create health and wellness. That's why we like to focus on those factors that create a better expression of health in the body. And when we've addressed the root cause, we see much fewer flare-ups, and when we do see flare-ups, we see them much less severe and usually at a lower frequency, and we see people recovering faster. I know that our office is not for everybody, and that's actually why I'm making this video, so that you can have an idea of whether or not our office is going to be a good fit for you before we even get on the phone or sit down for a consult. Many people do want a quick fix. Many people just want their pain addressed, and they don't want to necessarily make the investment into addressing the root cause of the dysfunction of their body. And that's totally fine. Like we just talked about, there are a ton of other approaches and a ton of other medical professionals in the area that can help you treat your symptoms. Now, if you're one of those patients that wants to take a deep dive into the baseline function of the body and really optimize the body's function so that we heal better, we feel better, and we perform better, then our office might be the right fit for you. But if you have something you're dealing with that you haven't quite found a solution for, you feel like you've been everywhere and things are just scraping the surface or treating your symptoms, you want to get down to the root cause, our office might be for you. If you're somebody that feels like you're healthy, you're well, and you want to maintain that, or you just want to get that functional assessment to make sure that everything is balanced and really optimized, our office might be for you as well. If you're somebody that wants the quick fix, that wants to be in and out in a couple visits, or just have the pain or the symptoms addressed, our office is probably not for you. As I mentioned, there are a ton of practitioners around that do run that kind of office. We refer out to those fellow colleagues all the time. If you'd like, I'd love to help you get in touch with the right doc for you, whether that's myself, Dr. Michelle, or another office entirely. Our goal is to serve you the best we can, and sometimes that's just with an excellent referral. I hope that cleared up a little bit about how we differentiate ourselves from other people in the field. I know that when you're trying to find the right doc for you, it can be overwhelming because there's so many and so many different styles, and you might not necessarily be super familiar with the nuances in the different approaches. So hope that clears some things up. Again, Dr. Taylor Pascal with Pascal Chiropractic. I hope we connect soon.